Suffered with mental health since I was 13, 14. Childhood and growing up was tough. Emotional, physical, sexual abuse. Writ off at an early age, sent to special schools where it was literally just sit at the back of the class, you've got nothing to contribute, so we'll just teach you the basics. My academic life was literally just a special kid, special school, problem child. Left school and started to develop interests, one of them being poetry and music.
It's always been reflections, those tiny, unfocused snapshots of life, sometimes yellowed in the neon like stained Polaroid photos, once poured over like a new lover, now trapped in a dusty album, awaiting the return of people dressed in black, their faces streaked with tears.
Getting older, experiencing loss of people that were very, very special to me, being reminded of my own mortality, looking back on lives that I've lived, not life, because I have lived many, and acceptance that eventually I will be a photograph, a memory. Getting emotional shit. Yeah, that's basically it. That live for now, be nice, make a good memory, because you're a long time gone, and I have a belief that immortality can be achieved if your memory lives on, and if it's a good memory, you'll never truly die.
It's always been reflected, those tiny unfocused snapshots of life, sometimes yellowed in the neon, like stained Polaroid photos, once poured over like a new lover, now trapped in a dusty album, awaiting the return of people dressed in black, their faces streaked with tears.
Time. I watch the dry branches swayed by the wind, lashed by the storm, dried by the sun. They wear the marks and scars and do not complain. They, like me, just wait, knowing it won't last long. The seasons seem to come much quicker as the years pass. Soon, very soon, the change will come. Tiny buds, then leaves, then blossoms will dress it. Then, and only then, the sun will embrace every limb and reward it for its struggle. Again, another one to do with age and mortality. Realising your own struggles and rewarding yourself for them. We all go through shit in one way or another, good, bad or indifferent. The way it affects us is also different, everyone's pain is their own. And it's just a reminder that you weathered the storm, you weathered the knocks, you went through shit, and it made you the person you are. Hopefully stronger, hopefully wiser, and a lot more gentle, which is weird because it should have hardened me, it should have made me cold, but no, it's just a pat on the back really. Look at me, I went through this and I'm still here.
I watched the dry branches swayed by the wind, lashed by the storm, dried by the sun. They wear the marks and scars and do not complain. They, like me, just wait, knowing it won't last long. The seasons seem to come and go much quicker as the years pass. Soon, very soon, the change will come. Tiny buds, then leaves, then blossom, will dress it. Then, and only then, the sun will embrace every limb and reward it for its struggles.
Time-lapsed. I see the light in your tears, like lampposts in the rain. A kaleidoscope of colour. I'd paint it if I could and try to convey its beauty to you. My ability to feel things and notice things that maybe other people are not aware of, or they just don't notice or don't have. I don't want to say ability, because that's kind of like slagging people off and not having something. I see things in people's eyes. Sadness seems to be the main one. I see a lot of female friends that go through sadness, and in the process of going through sadness and being hardened, they forget who they are, and they lose sight of the beauty that is in them. And beauty isn't just cosmetic and how you look and how you carry yourself and how people admire you. Beauty is inward, and every one of them are beautiful. And I think that was my way of conveying, as best I could, that if I could show you an ounce of the beauty that I see within you, I would. And yeah, that's it really.
I see the light in your tears, like a lamppost in the rain, a kaleidoscope of colour. I'd paint it if I could, and try to convey its beauty to you.
Not your brother's keeper. Those hands of yours held hatred, as did those cold dead eyes. Your lips gave way to secrets quickly morphing into lies. Your touch, it left an imprint that only I could see. That act was the beginning to the death of the real me. Another one about the sexual abuse, life being changed and to a certain extent dictated. One small act and your life's kind of mapped out for you in a way. So yeah, that's another way of exercising the demon and regaining the power. Making something beautiful out of the shit, I suppose.
Those hands of yours held hatred, as did those cold dead eyes. Your lips gave way to secrets quickly morphing into lies. Your touch, it left an imprint that only I can see. That was the beginning to the death of the real me.
No gentle words can stitch its rips. Its ears only lullabies sung by monsters, a soundtrack for nightmares. Sights that steal innocence, all within a second, a childhood dies. It's completely biographical. I had a pretty rough childhood, emotional, physical, sexual abuse, and that one is basically me trying to get across how I felt as a child, having my innocence stolen, and it was literally seconds, and the whole of my life was destroyed. So that was a way of kind of exercising it as well, I suppose. I've got to the stage now where, yeah, it still bugs me, it still impacts on my life, but it doesn't own me. It's not who I am. I'm more than my abuse. I am definitely not a victim. A survivor with dented armour.
Love can't fix this sin-stained heart. No kiss can ease the hurt. No gentle words can stitch its rips. It hears only lullabies sung by monsters. A soundtrack for nightmares. Sights that steal innocence. All within a second. A childhood dies.
The uninvited guest. Midnight sounds invade the tiny crack in my silence.
The faint war cry of party goers, giddy and drunk and full of song. My mind wanders to past exploits, a ghost scrapbook of memoirs. I light another joint, tilt my head to my pillow and await the morning. We'll get the first one out of the way because it's one I don't really like to dwell on, but it's to do with self-isolation and being in your house and hearing people having fun and living and having a laugh, stumbling about drunk, going home. And it was literally, I'd been woken up with the sound of revelry and kind of had a 15-minute argument with myself about the fact that I've self-isolated myself because of my anxiety. And it's a double-edged sword because I sit in the house wanting to go out and then I go out and I have fun and I mingle and I socialise. And then sometimes I come home and it's back to emptiness and sadness, and I suppose it was me looking at what I used to be like, the party guy, the life and soul out every weekend, to the person I am now, who's trying to claw back out of the hole I've put myself into. So yeah, it's basically being jealous and envious of people partying when I'm stuck at home convincing myself that there's no point going out because you won't have fun anyway. So yeah, that's that one.
Midnight sounds invade the tiny crack in my silence. The faint war cry of partygoers, giddy and drunk and full of song. My mind wanders to past exploits, a ghost scrapbook of memoirs. I light another joint, tilt my head to my pillow and await the morning.
Midnight visits in love with ghosts. The fire in your heart burnt us both, as we sat with limbs entwined like some ancient tree. Our tears and sweat did nothing to extinguish it. Finally morning arrived. I turned to kiss you. Your lips left ash on my cheeks. I closed my eyes and shiver. Inspired by the loss of Kate. Bear with me. This is going to be fucking tough. I wish that the people I introduced her to saw us together in the early days. We had a mad, crazy love. And I had to convey in words, not just to everybody else, but to me, how much she meant to me, how much she made an impact on me, on my life. She taught me to love. So yeah, that one's about Kate.
The fire in your heart burnt us both as we sat with limbs entwined like some ancient tree. Our tears and sweat did nothing to extinguish it. Finally morning arrived. I turned to kiss you. Your lips left ash on my cheeks. Closed my eyes. Shiver.
The beginning of us. There was preserved in her the fresh miracle of surprise. She saw the world as through the eyes of a child, innocent, fresh and untainted. What else could I do but love her completely? It's based on two people. One, Kate. Yeah, there's a theme running through most of my stuff. Also somebody whose name I'm going to keep secret for a bit. But she was the love of my life as well, but not in a romantic way. She looked after me and she had the ability to see life in a beautiful way. So yeah, Kate and a secret love.
There was preserved in her the fresh miracle of surprise. She saw the world as through the eyes of a child, innocent, fresh and untainted. What else could I do but love her completely?
My gypsy. Dance, come dance with me, my wild child. Get up off that chair. Move with me, my wild child. Let loose that fiery hair. Spin with me, my wild child, like we haven't got a care. Feel the music move us, like it's only us two here. Hold me close, my wild child, as the music plays and plays. Let's build the night to our design, then we can dance like this for days. Inspired by a song by The Doors, 20th Century Fox, which reminded me of Kate. And Gypsy was me kind of missing the days when me and Kate used to go out dancing. Kind of harking back to that and trying to get her into the headset that she used to be before, of just dancing and not caring and just being herself. She kind of lost herself a little bit, so it was a way to try and get her to see that the Kate I remembered was still in there, just needed to come out of it.
Dance, come dance with me, my wild child. Get up off that chair. Move with me, my wild child. Let loose that fiery hair. Spin with me, my wild child, like we haven't got a care. Feel the music move us, like it's only us two there. Hold me close, my wild child, as the music plays and plays. Let's build the night to our design, then we can dance for days and days.
Sleep swimming. Stones like cold dead hands await the sun. Seagulls sing a song ears cannot translate. A trillion grains of sand swirl and twirl in hypnotic dance seen only by salt-watered eyes. And all the while I drift. This one's another one for Kate and for me, really. After she passed, every day felt like I was drowning, literally. The emotion, the anger, the guilt, unanswered questions, could I have done more? I allowed myself to drag me under, and yeah, it literally felt like drowning, but there came a point where that thought of just giving in to the emotion and just letting it do what it wanted to do, that was really strong in me. I think it's the closest I've come to not wanting to die, but not wanting to exist, not wanting to be here, just wanting everything to stop. So yeah, that's that one. I've always loved words. The way that they can do so many different things, destroy, ease, comfort. So I started to read poetry and got really interested in it and realised that I could express myself and what I've gone through in words that had emotion, that gave a message, and hopefully through sharing that and being completely honest and raw within my poetry, hopefully sharing my story can give people the nudge, the strength, whatever it is they need to speak out, to share their story in the hope that it helps other people. There's a stigma around mental illness, especially mental illness as a direct result of sexual abuse. That's two taboos in one. If I could break that stigma of men having to stay macho and not talk and not open up, if I can do that and help one person, then yeah, I've done it.